Welcome to a Psalm for Sunday. I'm going to be every Sunday. I want to try to uh, have a little Bible study on the Psalms. I forgot last Sunday and just continue my regular Bible study. So, but let's do this in Psalm 3, verses 1 to 3. The uh, the beginning, the traditional beginning goes like this: a Psalm of David when he fled from Absalom his son. And here's how the psalm continues. Lord, how are they increased that trouble me? Many are they that rise up against me. Many there be which say of my soul, there is no help for him in God. Selah. But thou, O Lord, art a shield for me, my glory, and the lift up of mine head. As the next several psalms are a reference to it, we should take the time to review the history of the context of this psalm. So I would suggest you stop and read 2 Samuel 15 through chapter 18. The traditional preview for this psalm gives the context as far as David was concerned, the civil war led by Absalom, which happened started many years before when David attacked the Geshurites, Canaanites who were not expelled by the invading Israelites. By the way, Selah, I read, and there's different arguments about this, but I've read that it's a musical reference for notes or something. But anyway, it doesn't affect the text. But anyway, so here it is. So David, what happened with David and Absalom started many years before when David attacked the Geshurites, Canaanites who were not expelled by the invading Israelites. Joshua 13:13. Nevertheless, the children of Israel expelled not the Geshurites nor the Maacathites, but the Geshurites and the Maacathites dwell among the Israelites until this day. It's in Joshua 13:13. And much later, fleeing Saul, David would live with the Philistines and attack these Canaanites, making a great slaughter so that no witnesses could tell the Philistines what had happened, so they would not realize he was pursuing his own agenda, not theirs. 1 Samuel 27:8 through 12. And David and his men went up and invaded the Geshurites and the Gezrites and the Amalekites, for those nations were of old the inhabitants of the land, as thou goest to shore, even to the land of Egypt. And David smote the land and left neither man nor woman alive, took away the sheep and the oxen, the asses, the camels, and the apparel, and returned and came to Achish. Then Achish said, Whither have you made a road today? David said, Against the south of Judah, against the south of the Jerahmeelites, and against the south of the Kenites. And David saved neither man nor woman alive to bring tidings to Gath, saying, Lest they should tell on us, saying, So did David, and so will be his manner all the while he dwelt in the country of the Philistines. And Achish believed David, saying, He hath made his people Israel utterly to abhor him, therefore he should be my servant forever. Obviously, he did not kill everyone because he took a wife of the daughter of the king of Geshur, who would be the mother of Absalom. 2 Samuel 3:3. And his second, Keliab of Abigail, the wife of Nabal the Carmelite, and third, Absalom, the son of Maacah, daughter of Talmai, king of Geshur. After Amnon raped Tamar, Absalom took his revenge by killing Amnon and then fleeing to his mother's homeland. 2 Samuel 13:37. But Absalom fled and went to Talmai, the son of Ammihud, king of Geshur, and David mourned for his son every day. He would return, and 40 years after David's slaughter of the Geshurites, Absalom, perhaps filled with bitterness at the storytelling of his mother's beleaguered countrymen about the slaughter mixed with his own bitterness, Absalom foments rebellion against David. 2 Samuel 15:1, beginning in that all the way to 12. And it came to pass after this that Absalom prepared him chariots and horses, and 50 men to run before him. And Absalom rose up early and stood beside the way of the gate. And it was that when any man that had controversy came to the king for judgment, then Absalom called unto him and said, Of what city art thou? And he said, Thy servant is one of the tribes of Israel. And Absalom said unto him, See, thy matters are good and right, but there is no man deputed by the king to hear of thee. Absalom said, Moreover, Oh, that I were made judge in the land, that every man which hath any suitor cause might come unto me, and I would do him justice. And it was so that when any man came nigh to him to do him obeisance, he put forth his hand and took him and kissed him. And in this manner did Absalom to all Israel that came for the king for judgment. So Absalom stole the hearts of the men of Israel. And it came to pass after 40 years that Absalom said unto the king, I pray thee, let me go and pay my vow, which I have vowed unto the Lord in Hebron. For thy servant vowed a vow, while I abode in Geshur in Syria, saying, If the Lord shall bring me again indeed to Jerusalem, then I will serve the Lord. And the king said unto him, Go in peace. So he arose and went to Hebron. For Absalom sent spies throughout all the tribes of Israel, saying, As soon as you hear the sound of the trumpet, then you shall say, Absalom reigneth in Hebron. And with Absalom went 200 men out of Jerusalem that were called, and they went in their simplicity. And they knew not anything. And Absalom sent for Ahithophel the Gilonite, David's counselor, from his city, even from Gilo, while he offered sacrifices. And the conspiracy was strong, but the people increased continually with Absalom. This shows that the narrative that has its fulfillment in 2 Samuel 15:7 had its beginning in 1 Samuel 27, revealing that there are many overlapping narratives in the Bible which we should pay attention to. This civil war brought out the treachery in several important people who went along with Absalom. One possible prophetic view of this passage is the lamentation of those people who run to the wilderness from the clutches of the beast of Revelation, whom we call the Antichrist. See here what may be metaphorical references to supernatural deliverance. Revelation 12:14-16. And to the woman were given 2 wings of great eagle, that she might fly into the wilderness, into her place, where she is nourished for a time and times and half a time from the face of the serpent. And the serpent cast out of his mouth water as a flood after the woman, that he might cause her to be carried away of the flood. And the earth helped the woman, and the earth opened her mouth and swallowed up the flood, which the dragon cast out of his mouth. But from our own personal perspective, this is a promise that we can cling to. The world says we are weak for having faith in God, while they have faith in all sorts of human institutions that fail constantly. They attack the Christians even verbally even when they cannot do it physically. But God is our strength. He is our shield. He will lift us up if we humble ourselves before him. James 4:10, humble yourselves in the sight of the Lord, and he shall lift you up. 1 Peter 5:5-7. Likewise, ye younger, submit yourselves unto the elder. Ye all of you be subject one to another, be clothed with humility. For God resisteth the proud and giveth grace to the humble. Humble yourselves, therefore, under the mighty hand of God, that he may exalt you in due time. Casting all your care upon him, for he careth for you. Here is a psalm that was a great blessing to me at a time when I was in trouble. Psalm 46:1-5. God is our refuge and strength, the very present help in trouble. Therefore we fear, though the earth be removed, and though the mountains be carried into the midst of the sea, though the waters thereof roar and be troubled, though the mountains shake with the swelling thereof. Selah. There is a river, the streams whereof shall make the city of God, the holy place of the tabernacles of the Most High. God is in the midst of her, she shall not be moved. God shall help her, and that right early. The heathen raged, the kingdoms were moved. He uttered his voice, the earth melted. The Lord of hosts is with us. The God of Jacob is our refuge. Selah. Come, behold the works of the Lord. What desolations he hath made in the earth. He maketh wars to cease unto the ends of the earth. He breaketh the bow, cutteth the spear in sunder. He burneth the chariot in the fire. Be still, and know that I am God. I will be exalted among the heathen. I will be exalted in the earth. The Lord of hosts is with us. The God of Jacob is our refuge. Selah. So I'm going to stop there this Sunday, and I'm going to pick it up next Sunday, hopefully, in verse 4. So I hope that you'll read your Bible, study your Bible, cross-reference the verses, pray to God for wisdom and understanding, and then share your interpretation with someone else. I'm looking at the Psalms from the point of view of the context, like what David's saying, what it means to him, end time prophecy, and of course, how to apply it to yourself. All right. Have a good day.